Good morning. Strolling over, I'll go quickly past Natalie. We are here at the Hulley Tower. Just bringing Natalie in here. Alright. There we go. Alright, I'm turning it around. Good morning, Abby. How are you? What are you doing up this early? Welcome to Tripping on Legends Live. We have been here in DeLand, Florida all day. And we were in Astor, Florida yesterday. Didn't think there would be many people that would be able to see. And we haven't actually been able to do any live videos just because we've been running around. This has been much more of a research trip than a tripping trip. But here we are, tripping one of the legends here at Stetson University. So I'm gonna just pan up here for a quick sec. That is what remains of the Hulley Tower here at Stetson University. We have spent pretty much the whole day, or at least the first part of the day, talking to the archivist, talking to a professor, talking to anyone we get our hands on, people working at the library, to get the lowdown on this legend. It's a very popular legend on campus. So what you're seeing right here, I'm going to turn around now because it's much more interesting than I am. This used to be 116 foot tower. It ends right there. This used to be kind of the centerpiece of the university. The person who kind of founded the university, that bell is important, is interred here. So he died, he designed it, black cat, there's a nice black cat if you're talking about luck and things going on. Another black cat, hon. There seems to be black cats that have been following us. He is actually interred in here along with his wife, Eloise. So I'm not sure we're going to be able to see this if I'm looking at it, but inside there, they're both laid to rest. You see it's kind of on a street. This tower has been the focus of lore passed down from generation to generation of students that have been here. It was built in the 1930s, so unlike some of the printed reports and some of the stories, it hasn't been around since the 1800s. One of the legends that we were focusing on was a suicide that happened here. And the background of the story goes that it was a professor and he fell in love with one of the students, and they were caught because that's frowned upon even in the 1800s. And that she then, he was fired, she was thrown out of the school, and her last act was to climb that 116-foot tower and commit suicide. A large portion of today was basically spent figuring out that legend is not true at all. Especially considering the tower wasn't even built when that legend supposedly took place. We're going to get into that a lot more when we actually publish the episode. So we've got a lot to talk about with that. However, there are several different variations on the legend that are still really popular and still could be potentially true, or at least the background of them is true. And that's that the Hulleys walk this campus, walk this area. I'm gonna scan around again so you can see. In the early morning, they say 5:30-ish, that if you come out here, you will see them walking, holding each other hand in hand. And then there's also reports of them walking their dog. There's reports of them, either him walking the dog alone or her walking the dog alone. So we're just gonna kind of sit here Now those bells right there, those bells used to be in the tower, and there's different ones all throughout the campus. That's the only bell that's remaining actually at the tower. They were supposed to redo this or redo the bells at a lower level, and they haven't done it yet. We'll also get into that because that's kind of, I'm still looking for where those bricks are. Over here is where we think. They never say whether it's this part of the campus or whether it's this part which faces the road. So we're gonna kind of maybe go back to back and see what we can. One thing that we found out, and if you've listened to the episode 41, like, Stetson is really open to talking about these stories. I mean, we had an archivist talking to us for 3 hours today. And so they're really, kind of cool about it. And what we found is that a lot of these legends might just be mixes of a real story mixed with a little bit of legend, mixed with another completely different real story. We're going to get into all that stuff. It's going to be really cool. I just wanted to check in with you guys because I know that people have been following us on our 3-day trip. Day 2 here was in DeLand. It was a more successful, or differently successful. We didn't have anything bad happen to us like we did on day 1. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go off for now. If anything happens, I will come back on, or at least get the evidence. Otherwise, we're gonna say goodbye for now, and stay tuned for like the results of this, as well as the actual episodes that are on this. We've got probably at least 3 episodes hitting Silver Springs tomorrow, and we're hoping to go live from there as well. So good morning or good night, whatever the case may be. And here's hoping that all of your towers and walking your dog are legendary. What's that? That's a weird thing. What's that? What's going on? Interesting light. Right. Good night, or good morning, I should say.